Today I want to touch on a topic that's near and dear to my heart because it has been happening to me over and over again, despite the fact that I know better. And I'm talking about getting ripped off because I am a foreigner living in the Philippines. That's right, I know it sounds horrible to say that, but that's the reality. If you are a Westerner living or visiting the Philippines, you're going to get ripped off. It's just a way of life, and there's not a whole lot you can do about it. Let me give you some examples of what I'm talking about. About 8 years ago, maybe 9 years ago, my mom and I were in downtown Makati, and we were trying to get over to the Greenbelt. Now, this is back in the days when all you had options for in downtown Makati were taxi cabs, right? So we hailed a cab, a guy pulls up, we jump in the back, and we tell him where we want to go. Before we even tell him our address or our destination, he double hit the meter button. Now, if you've ever been in an old school cab, you know exactly what I'm talking about, right? As soon as you hit that start fare button, it changes the price. He hit it twice, so the price doubled before we even left the sidewalk. So from there, he started driving the wrong direction to intentionally add distance to our route. So not only did he double our fare from the beginning, but then he was going to try and rip us off by adding time and money to the whole fare. So when I called him on it, he got so frustrated with me that he started yelling at me about the entitlement of Americans and how rude I was and why was I trying to steal from him and take money from his family. And the gentleman was absolutely serious. He truly thought that I was taking advantage of him because I wouldn't let him charge me a higher tourist fee because obviously I have the disposable income. I'm an American. So I tried to de-escalate the situation, which didn't work. So I told my mom, as soon as we get to the next stoplight, we're going to jump out of the car. And that's exactly what we did. When we came up to the next stop, we jumped out of the car. He yelled some profanities at us as he was driving away, and we jumped into a different cab. And before we started leaving, we said, here's where we want to go. And we asked, what's the price going to be? So at that point, that cabbie was completely open and honest with us, told us where we were going, told us roughly what the price was going to be, and it made a little bit more sense to us. When we got there, that same amount that the other cabbie was trying to rob from us, we left as a tip, which means he didn't have to report it to his boss, and the money went straight into his pocket and his personal income. So by taking advantage of us, one cabbie lost out. By being honest, the other cabbie made a little bit more money. And I mean, that's just one small example. If you are shopping in, say, like a department store, if you're in an SM or you go into an Ayala complex, if the prices are posted, you don't have anything to worry about, right? The price is the price. If you're trying to exchange money, always go to a money exchanger that has posted prices up on their reader board. That way you can verify the price before you go in, do some basic math on your calculator, know how much money they're supposed to be giving you in exchange, and then count it before you leave. Now, when you're in a wet mart or shopping in like one of the street vendors, this is where it gets really fun. Because as a Westerner, we think we understand how to barter. You don't, trust me. You don't have a clue how to barter. You might have thought you were a pretty good negotiator, but Filipinos have got this down to an art form. And when they see your skin color and they hear your accent, they know you've got some cash and they are gonna get it. So assume that when you're buying from a street vendor or in a wet mart, whatever price they say as your first price is probably going to be 2, if not 3 times what the real cost is. So there's a few different ways to combat this also. One, just don't do it. I'm absolutely blessed, and my wife will do the shopping for me if there's something we need. So she'll actually go into the vendor, the stall, and she'll make the purchase. They don't ever see me. She's a great barterer. She is blessed with the ability to be cheap, one of her best traits. Or when you go in there, just assume that that price is going to be highly elevated. So when you start your negotiation or your bartering, don't just drop it down a little bit, right? If they say that something's going to be 300 pesos, offer them 50 pesos. Be polite about it, have a smile on your face, but lowball it to the point that it's almost offensive. And you're going to find after 2 or 3 negotiations, you get to a price that you're both comfortable with. You will pay more, but at least it's going to be more of a fairer price. So no, I don't say this to say that there's anything wrong with this in the Philippines. I mean, it's just a reality of life. the folks that are doing business with you, their livelihood absolutely depends on making that sale, right? Whereas you, as a tourist or an expat, you do really truly have more of a disposable income. And if you're gonna spend a few extra dollars, don't let it sweat you. Just know that your money is going to good, it's helping out a family, and you really can't afford it. Or have somebody else do the shopping for you. But at the end of the day, they see you coming. They see your skin color, they hear your accent, and they instantly know they're gonna make a little bit more money. And the reason why I bring it up is it seems like every time I think I've got a great negotiation, or I think I've managed to barter something down, then I come home and we talk about what we did, and my mother-in-law says to me, "Why'd you pay that much money?" Which just reminds me that as a Westerner, I have not perfected the art of barter and trade yet.